One Columbia suburb has exploded with 135% growth over the last 25 years. A lot of people think it's because of schools or lake access, but the bigger truth is more than that. Hi folks, it's Brent with the Downing Group at Keller Williams. In this video, I'm breaking down the 5 reasons this should be your #1 choice in the Columbia suburbs. And once you hear them, you'll understand why so many families want to be a part of this community. Want to know one of the best towns in the Midlands of South Carolina? Watch this video and let me tell you about Lexington, South Carolina. Most suburbs around here grow slowly and steadily. But Lexington, South Carolina, that's a whole different story. And the numbers are eye-opening. Since 2000, the population has jumped from around 10,000 to more than 25,000 people today. Now that's just the town limits too. All around Lexington, there's a ton of expansion, which tells you something as big is going on here. Right now, the town is growing at about 2% a year. That puts this community near the very top in South Carolina. And I'm telling you, every time I show these numbers to clients, they're blown away. Most had no clue Lexington was outpacing so many other places. Now, this isn't just luck. The median household income around here is $83,000, which is way above national average. And that says a lot about the kind of professionals moving here. It also explains why waterfront homes, which we'll talk more about in a little bit, in such high demand. Families here can afford that Lake Murray luxury lifestyle. And the job base, solid. Healthcare, education, government, and private companies. So instead of short-term ups and downs, these employers are here to stay. You want to know what's really impressive? 3 years ago, the county pulled in around $450 million in new capital investment. That's serious money going into roads, businesses, and development projects that make this area even more attractive. And thank God the I-20 fix is over with. Easy access in and out to downtown Columbia and everywhere else. Their local transportation improvement plan covers 30 projects. Back in April, 40% were already finished. They're focusing on easing traffic, making schools safer with new turn lanes and intersections, and building fresh roads. Plus, you've got the Safe Streets for All program, making it safer to walk, bike, and drive everywhere in the county. Over the next 4 years, the state will be pumping more than $60 million into local water projects. When you see that kind of long-term investment, you know this growth isn't just a flash in the pan. But here's the thing. Growth alone doesn't explain why so many families pick Lexington over everywhere else. The real draw is something else, and it puts this town in a league of its own when it comes to family appeal. By the way, before we dive into that, hit that subscribe button if you want the inside scoop on the Columbia area neighborhoods. I break down market trends, price changes, and hidden gems most people never hear about. And make sure to turn on the notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. I am here at downtown Lexington, South Carolina, just strolling through the main street where you have a lot of shops and probably 8 or 10 hip and trendy restaurants. It's just really kind of a quaint little town now. It's a nice relaxed atmosphere at night. So you can come down here and get a drink or eat dinner. If you've got kids or even plan to, this next factor might be the biggest one. And the schools around here are impressive. A lot of families take one look at the school ratings and say, yep, this is it. We found our spot. Lexington 1 School District is ranked number 5 out of 74 districts in South Carolina. Let that sink in. Out of 74 districts, this one lands in the top 5. That's pretty incredible. The district also gets an A grade from niche.com. That grade comes from things like academics, teachers, clubs and activities, diversity, plus surveys from parents and students. You don't pull off an A unless you're strong across the board. Class sizes are smaller too. The student-teacher ratio is 13-1 compared to the national average of 16-1. That means kids get more personal attention and teachers can really focus on them. And schools like this, they keep the housing market strong. We'll look at that in a bit, but when schools are this strong, home values tend to hold up even when the market shifts. Graduation rates are 88%. That's way above the state average. But it's not just about finishing high school. The district's aiming for 95% of the students to be ready for a college, a career, or the military by 2027. River Bluff High School is another standout. It ranks in the top 5% of public high schools in the state. Simply put, it's one of the best at preparing students to succeed at the highest level, and the opportunities here are wide. You've got AP classes, 1B programs, and career and technical training. So whether a student wants to head to college or learn a trade, they've got great options without leaving the district. What I really like is how this school system looks beyond test scores. They're raising well-rounded kids who are ready for whatever path they choose after graduation. Something folks often overlook is that lifestyle here isn't just about having great schools. That's huge, but what makes this place stand out is something most Columbia suburbs just don't have. It's a premium lake lifestyle that turns everyday living into something pretty extraordinary. This is where area pulls way ahead of other Columbia suburbs. And honestly, you just don't get this anywhere else. I'm telling you, once you see what Lake Murray access does for everyday life, everything else kind of fades into the background. Lake Murray is huge, 50,000 acres with 650 miles of shoreline. We're not talking about a little pond here. This is one of the top recreational lakes in the entire Southeast. And this year, USA Today ranked it the #1 best lake for water sports. That's national recognition. It put Lake Murray right on the map for boating, skiing, fishing, you name it. Spots like the Lake Murray Dam are open to everyone. But if you ask these locals, these are their go-to places. Close by, simple to reach, and part of everyday life here. What's cool is how the lake ties in with everything else around here. Outdoor fun blends right in with the restaurants and shopping we'll talk about later. The mix of recreation and convenience is tough to beat. And the best part, you can enjoy it year-round. Spring and fall are perfect for boating and fishing. Summer is all about swimming, water sports, and the lakefront festivals. Even winter has its charm with quiet walks along the water and some of the best fishing of the year. The food scene by the lake is worth mentioning too. Libby's is a go-to for comfort food, pizza, and creative sandwiches. Private property serves up Cajun Creole and Southern favorites. Yes, even alligator and fried pimento cheese. And Mama Rabbit's is the perfect brunch spot for a laid-back weekend. Something you might not know is that Lake Murray has a purple martin sanctuary on Baum Island. Every year, thousands of these birds migrate here. It's one of the most unique wildlife experiences you'll find in the state. And if you don't have a boat, you should find someone that will take you out there when those things come in at dusk during the summer. Now, if waterfront property has crossed your mind, this number will grab you. Homes on the water sell for about 80% more than non-waterfront homes. That's lifestyle and financial value rolled into one. And it's not just about the homes. The lake hosts community events that bring everybody together. The Independence Day celebration and dining on the dam are local traditions that keep the small town feel alive, even as the area grows. And you might think living by the lake would break the bank, but here's the surprise. This market is more varied and affordable than most people expect. There are options here that make the lake lifestyle possible for a wide range of budgets. While some markets have cooled off, this one's been holding strong. And that's good for both buyers and sellers. I've lived on Lake Murray and I've been watching this market for years, and I'll tell you, what's going on here doesn't look like the rest of Columbia. The median listing price in Lexington, not on the lake, is about $303,000. That's solid, but still within reach for families. Stack that up against Charleston or other high-growth spots in South Carolina, and you're getting way more for your money here. The Redfin Compete score comes in at 74 out of 100. Sounds fancy, but all that means is this. It's competitive, but not impossible. There are plenty of homes out there, and if you're ready, you can still grab a good one. Right now, homes are on market for about 50 days on average and sell for about 98% of asking price. In plain English, pricing's sharp and homes are moving close to list. Good news for everyone. And there's something here for every budget. Starter homes run around $300,000, and the mid-range homes are up to about $500,000. But you'll see places well over that. And waterfront buyers, the median price on Lake Murray, at least in the Lexington area, is about $800,000. Now you can pay multi-millions on Lake Murray in Lexington if you want. Sounds high, sure. But with that 78% value premium we talked about earlier, it's still a deal compared to other lake communities in the Southeast. Some neighborhoods worth naming, like Secret Cove if you want lakefront, Saluda River Club for the big amenities, and Whiteford if you just love that classic charm with sidewalks and mature trees and still be close to downtown Lexington. What I love about this market is the mix. You got starter homes for young families, move-up homes for professionals, and big estates for executives and retirees. Not every suburb can say that. And the new builds are looking pretty good too. Builders are mixing modern features with the natural beauty of the lake. Instead of cookie-cutter subdivisions, you're seeing communities with real planning behind them. The truth is, the housing market is just one piece of the puzzle. What makes life stand out here goes way beyond the house itself. At the end of the day, a house is just a house. It's the life you build around it that really counts. This is where Lexington shows it's doing more than just growing fast. It's growing smart. The amenities here take quality of life up a notch. And for a lot of families, once they see it all, that's the moment they say, yep, this is home. Take the historic Lexington Old Mill. It's a great example of history blending with modern life. You've got more than 20 shops, restaurants, and fitness spots all sitting on a scenic 40-acre lake. It's turned into a real gathering place. Families come here to eat, shop, and hang out at the community events. The parks here are another highlight. Virginia Hilton Park has the Azalea Amphitheater, a splash pad for the kids, and trails that connect across town. It's a whole network of green spaces that make everyday life better. This is the amphitheater itself. Probably holds a couple thousand people. Great venue. In fact, my son has actually even played with his band here. And the town keeps adding more. Wingard Park, which opened this year, brought even more options. It shows the kind of investment made, so families always have great places to go. Healthcare is another big win here. Lexington Medical Center is a 600-bed hospital network that earned Magnet with Distinction recognition, the first in South Carolina to do that. That's the gold standard for nursing care. With more than 425 doctors and 1.5 million visits a year, you've got both routine and specialized care right in the community. You don't have to drive too far for excellent health care. Location helps too. Average commute, about 24 minutes. I-20 and I-26 are right there. Downtown Columbia is about 20 minutes away and USC about 30. At Fort Jackson it is about an hour. Retail is expanding as well. A new Target-anchored shopping center is opening in the fall of 2026, giving families even more convenience and options. And then there are the community events, seasonal festivals, concerts at the amphitheater, and celebrations by the lake. These become traditions. They're the kind of things that connect neighbors and make a place feel like home. What you see here is smart, intentional growth, and leaders, builders, and residents are working together to keep that small town charm while bringing in the modern amenities families expect. So there you have it, folks. This place is growing fast for the right reasons. Strong jobs, great schools, real lake access, a solid housing market, and daily amenities that make life easier. That's why Lexington, South Carolina is becoming a clear choice for the best of Columbia area living. You know what? I've been helping families navigate this market for 15 years, and we've helped hundreds of people move into Lexington. And I can tell you that the ones who choose to live here are consistently happy with that choice. Send me an email to brentd@thedowningteam.com to set up a personal consultation. We'll talk through your needs and we'll show you the neighborhoods that fit best. And if you're curious about what's driving all this growth across the Columbia area, click the video on your screen and you'll see the billion-dollar projects coming to Columbia in 2026. These changes will create chances most people won't spot until it's too late. You want to see how they could affect your next move. Have a great week, folks.